Hello and welcome to Mad About Sports for this live stream. And today's live stream, we're going to be definitely talking about the game which just got over. It was between CSK and DC. But we're also going to be talking about the week two review as well. But first up, let's talk about this game and then we'll come to that. But before we get into that, do not forget to check out our course with Mad About Sports on cricket analytics. Fill out the Google form, which is in the link below, and our team will get in touch with you. There, we can guide you how to make a career in cricket analytics. Remember, it's a very lucrative career with all the leagues happening. And if you want to work with your favorite IPL franchise, maybe you want to give some tips to Dhoni himself, this is your opportunity. Why not? I have Antariksh joining me. Antariksh, what a crazy game, isn't it? I mean, you saw Dhoni Classic, and fans are happy even when CSK lost.
Yeah, I mean, the stadium was going as if, that CSK actually won this one. And it was a tricky one because we know Delhi's playing at Vishakhapatnam. It's almost like Chennai, it's like very close, like, geographically, of course, there's a lot of distance, but if you see Delhi and Vishakhapatnam. So, yeah, it almost felt like it was a CSK home game and
Yeah.
everything was set up. And yeah, I mean, it was just too much. And I think, even the commentators and everyone, they were just going berserk over, like, everyone was fanboying over Dhoni. And they were like, there's still hope. But let's be honest, like 44 in 11 balls, like even the most deadliest of finishers of this age, you know, we'd
Yeah.
not back them. But that's just the glamour of Dhoni. And I don't know how Jadeja feels like three proper singles refused. I think Dhoni just told him that let the crowd just have a bit of a sing. So yeah.
I mean, he loves batting the Vishakhapatnam ground. He's got a very good record there, and he really did enjoy it. It was more like Dhoni's batting practice in nets, and the whole stadium was there to just watch it
Yeah.
because it was inconsequential towards the end. But yeah, it's good for CSK. It's good news for CSK that they've got a number eight batter who's striking at over 200. So they're pretty sorted when it comes to their batting order. And if Dhoni's going to come in every now and then at number eight, that's going to be pretty well. But let's move to Delhi Capitals. I mean, first win of the season for them. What better time? Their captain Rishabh Pant has scored a 50, comeback 50, you can say. And on top of that, Khalil Ahmed picking up 3 wickets, 2 wickets. And on top of that, Mukesh Kumar, what a spell from him. They stuck with they brought a plan and they stuck with it and they got a result which they really deserved to get.
Absolutely, and I think the quality of bowling that I saw in the first 5 overs, three from Khalil and two from Ishant. I don't remember the last time I saw it. Right, we have wickets in the power play. We have many, three, four wickets sometimes, but it was like a test match. Like beating the batsman with pure swing and how it was just going. And Rachin Ravindra, his innings sort of reminded me of Stokes' innings in the World Cup against India, if you remember, right, against Shami when he went there,
Yeah.
like it was written on his face that he was going to get out. And same was the case with Rachin Ravindra. Like probably the inexperience sort of showed out there. They came with a game plan. They stuck to it. They knew. The best thing about that was I was like really happy. Khalil Ahmed in the first over ball to Rachin Ravindra, he pitched it on the same length, and all of the balls came into him, like very much into his body. And then that they sort of crammed him up for room, and he had to be aware of the fact that if he bowled too straight, it would go onto the leg side, and he's very strong there. Then the next over, the tappa, as they say, the pitching of the ball was on the same length, but now it was going out of Rachin Ravindra's reach. And wow, I mean that first 5 overs ka spell that just set the tone. I think Delhi probably won this game either way, right? Pele, in batting, they wanted in the first 5, 6, 7 overs good start, and then to complement it in the bowling department.
I agree, absolutely agree with you there because batting, Prithvi Shaw was back. What did you make of this batting order? Because they had a Ricky Bowie there, they had Abhishek Puri, but finally getting Prithvi Shaw back really gives an extra bit of impetus into the batting order, I believe. And that also allows Mitchell Marsh to bat anywhere in the batting order from number 3 to 4. And also Rishabh Pant to be batting according to situation. And this has been the best Delhi batting order so far in the season in the 3 games. And they look good. They look solid when they got that start.
Absolutely, and I was a bit sort of concerned because Rishabh Pant, of course, whatever you say, I mean, being match fit and then really being all guns blazing are two different things, and it just sort of felt that are we losing that Rishabh Pant kind of game, right? Like because we know he's not the cleanest hitter of the cricket ball. Like he's a very I'd say he has this West Indian hitting sort of to him, right? Like
Yeah.
he hits with his full body rather than keeping his shape and all of that. Like it's not one for the cricketing books, right? So that's one. So now that requires a lot of extra effort from the lower part of your body, from the likes of your calves and from your thighs and your back, and all of which we know tragically were affected in that
Yeah.
gruesome accident. So I was sort of fearful that are we losing that touch of Rishabh Pant even in the Indian team context. But then when he scored, I guess 28 of 8 balls, wow, it suddenly became a mature innings. From a dull innings, it suddenly became a proper
Yeah.
built up T20
Yeah.
mature innings. So yeah.
You can say it ended up being a match-winning one. That was the difference between a winner or loss today, and exactly what turned out to be a match-winning innings. And credits to David Warner as well. But for me, the most impressive part of today's game was the way in which they managed their pace bowlers. I mean, to stick with the plan, as I mentioned, they exploited those conditions beautifully in the first 4 or 5 overs, where they go up those 2 wickets. And Rutraj Gaikwad's struggle against him continues. He's faced 17 balls, and he's been dismissed 3 times already this season to left arm seam, and he's averaging at a very low average at this point. That it's close to what, just about six, just below 6, and above
Wow.
5 is his average this season against left arm seam. And that's certainly going to be a thing which a lot of teams are going to take a look at. Why don't we unleash left arm seam against Ruturaj Gaikwad and against Rachin Ravindra and ball wide outside the off stump to all the CSK batters, because they believe to hit on the arc and seam to Shivam Dubey. You saw a CSK team when they're not fed seam, spin in the middle overs, they were struggling, and that was a difference ultimately.
Absolutely, and good picking of the whole 11. Just keeping one spinner, that to Aksar, who's pretty pacey through the air and pretty wicket to wicket, and yeah, I mean they got a bit lucky. I'd say that Dew did not come into play. There was wind around the park, so that sort of helped them, because had the Dew come into play, it would have been a bit sort of like for the likes of Mukesh Kumar, to bowl that spell which he did later coming on. But yeah, good captaincy all round. I was just surprised, right? 3 overs, 50 odd to get. Rishabh Pant's expression was so like डरा हुआ था वो, right? As in when Dhoni was there, like just the aura, right? It was feeling like as if the game is sort of very 50-50. It didn't feel like it's almost in the bag for DC, but good captaincy nonetheless. Good support, shown by all the people, all the bowlers around him, as we discussed. And he should be very happy, because 2 losses, first win against Chennai. When probably the fixtures come out, these are the games that you probably cross out. Ki chale yaar, inse to haarna hi hai,
Uh,
probably. But getting 2 points from here, wow, good.
and tactically outclassing them.
Yeah,
That's not an
oh,
everyday
absolutely.
thing right, against Chennai. You get wins, but tactically outclassing Chennai is something which you don't get every day, because they are very, very smart tactically. Let's look at the points table, and let's talk about the uh, scenario of IPL thus far. With most of the teams have played 3 games, I think by tomorrow all the teams will be playing 3 games with Rajasthan and Mumbai. And let's pull the points table right on the screen, um, as we as we can talk about it. But Antariksh, as we bring that points table on the screen as well, I want to know your reaction, especially to a fact where should Dhoni be batting at number 8? Is it too low for him?
Um. Okay. So I think number eight's just fine. I don't think we should really get carried away with one innings. Like from a pure cricketing perspective, right? I've seen, like we all have seen Dhoni, and as far as much as hurt we have for him sort of falling down, he has he's obviously not the best finisher in the world, and you just see the likes of maybe you could sometimes, maybe if there's someone like a Samir Rizvi who's there and you want to sort of promote Dhoni before him, maybe number 7 for that. But apart from, I don't think he gets above anyone, rather than other than Samir Rizvi.
I
Jadeja, had he been Jadeja in the Indian blue colors, I would have sent Dhoni above him.
Yeah.
But Jadeja in yellow and Jadeja in blue are two different people.
I mean,
So yeah,
Jadeja even in yellow today was a little bit of a struggle. So there is a
yeah,
clear plan as to how you can bowl Jadeja. But if you're a KKR fan, just zoom into Antariksh's face right now as we have this points table. Uh, right on top of the table, that is KKR. Without a loss, 2 matches. Yes, they just played 2 matches. And they'll be playing their third match very soon. But 2 matches, 2 wins. Looked unstoppable against RCB. I had a bad day, as an RCB fan. Though that was just repeat of 2017, I think, where you
yeah.
had Narayan and Lynn walk in and just take us down. Very similar emotions, and I was like, no, not again. And I like that a young lad from Delhi. I mean, Harshit Rana. I mean, that lad has been doing. He's got the fireness about him. He's got that fast bowler attitude. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
care about this match fine and stuff. You need that attitude to be a successful fast bowler.
absolutely.
And I
Oh,
think
absolutely.
him working with Gambhir will do a world of good. Talk us through, I mean, as we talk about IPL now, in general, as to what has happened over the last 1 week, talk me through KK. What did you make of the team over the last 1 week? I mean, one close game and one really thumping victory.
Yeah, I should be conferred with some sort of award. What did I tell you about Stark, man? Like, I pathetically hate like all of these, man. When you like once you start judging people out of their reputation and not through their skin, we're gone, man. We're absolutely gone. Like Stark, just his attitude, he doesn't come running in. Tell me what his average speed has been in IPL. Probably, and I'd say 10 kilometers per hour of that is just due to the fact that he's getting beaten, and uska wo fast bowler jag raha hai, like usko sharam aa rahi hai, and he's sort of like his attitude to, like, why would you want to give him the last over anytime soon? And I have no clue. Like, God help Harshit Rana. God bless Harshit Rana. That he sort of picked us out of that muddle against SRH, because that was a game in the bag. And we just let it fly like anything. And yeah, I'm not happy. Hopefully, we do look out here and there. If you want to drop Suyash, Anukul Roy has been a good sort of find for us. I was pretty damned that he only bowled 2 overs the other
I mean, it
day
was
against
very,
Raj.
very, I think, tactical from KKR to bring in Anukul Roy because they
Yeah,
struggled against Harpreet Brar a game ago. So it was
yeah,
very
exactly.
tactical. I liked it. It worked well.
Yeah, and he bowled superbly, like 6 runs for 2 overs, and then he didn't get his
Yeah,
third one. And
works nice.
Stark went on to bowl his four, I guess, and I was pretty disappointed in that too. So yeah, but overall, I'm a happy customer right now, because we seem to, Andrew Russell's been a big positive, and not just because he's been smacking it around, because he looks fitter, man. Like I
Biggest
almost
victory.
had it enough with Russell as well. Like every हर सीजन आता है तो अपनी hamstring पकड़ता है, कभी back पकड़ता है. He's gotten thinner. He's revealed that he's gotten thinner. Shah Rukh Khan actually recommended him some personal coaches, so he's gotten
Wow.
thinner. And yeah, and I am finally seeing Andre Russell bowling, which is a
Yeah, he's
big
bowling
plus.
really well. Didn't he bowl
Exactly.
amazing against
No,
RCB?
that's the thing, Abel. That's the thing. He's a bit of a hit and miss in bowling. Sometimes he goes for a plenty as well. But when he is in song, he's a phenomenal bowler, because he deceives you. He looks like he's 150, 140, but he's not. He's 130. But then his 130 is like 140. I don't know. He bowls a heavy ball. That's all I know. So yeah, I'm a very, very, very sort of happy fan right now. But it's only two
Absolutely.
games. So yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. Let's just be honest. I mean, he's really been in really good form throughout the season. Actually, that's one of the reasons why he's got the West Indies return as well. He had a phenomenal season in Australia, so he looks like he's raring to go in this IPL. That's a massive positive. A good Russell season often guarantees KKR a playoff spot. That's what
Absolutely.
we have seen very, very often. And with Russell ticking, and then you have Narayan, who's been batting like his back of the old. At least in one game he did. Phil Salt has been a massive big buy. I think one
Absolutely.
area they're really concerned about maybe going ahead would be Shreyas Iyer once again. Shreyas Iyer, and I still haven't found him to be at fluent
Yeah.
touch. And they'd want Shreyas Iyer to score runs and alongside him Rinku to be like helping him around it. So those are things which they still have to tick mark. I mean, it's still early on in the season. Let's not jump the gun anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a long way to go in season. We've seen teams
Absolutely.
crumble very, very quickly, and we've seen teams rise up as well. Should we talk about a team on the bottom of the table right now? I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
very
they
tough
are the
one
talk of
because
they are the
yeah, I
talk of
think
the season, I guess.
we will come to the other teams, but I think the talk of the town is the team at the bottom. CSK, we just covered them right now. They just had a loss, so I don't think we have to talk. So instead of CSK, we'll go to the bottom straight down. Let's go to number 10. They're playing a game tomorrow in Wankhede. It's a homecoming for them. Hopefully, it's a homecoming and not a booing reception for them. What do you make of them? 2 games, considered the highest ever IPL total. A lot of things coming out in the media with the reactions, the captaincy. Nothing's been going well, right? We expected this to be there, and now it's even more scrutinized, a little harder.
Absolutely. We discussed about this, right? Like they've got the squad to actually go all the way through, but have they got the unity within? And at the moment, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of, just going with the wind and are sub unity ki wajah se ho raha hai. Some things just purely sometimes boil down to poor cricket, right? And we've seen, and if you keep the emotions aside, we've seen this is Mumbai's story. Whether they make the playoffs or not would only be decided in the last 6 7 games. It's never decided in the first 6 7 games, because it's more often than not, first 6 7 games you lose 4 5 if you're a Mumbai fan. Sometimes even all seven. But then
Yeah.
how you come back in the last seven. So As a Mumbai fan, yes, I'd be worried, very worried, in fact. And I hope if I'm in the fan communities, in the fan groups, I'd say please don't boo. Booing is the last thing that our team wants right now.
Yeah.
And like there's one booing and then there's this booing. Like it actually, like हम लोग टीवी से सुन पाते हैं वो इतना तेज boo होता है. So imagine being in the stadium. Like
Have you ever
I
experienced it in Indian cricket before, Antariksh? Because it's like football culture. We've seen this. We both follow Premier League quite closely, and we
yeah,
both know that this is something which we see often in football. When a
yeah.
player comes back into a home ground of his ex club, this is given. You get the reception, and it's very common in football. You like this culture creeping into cricket, or is it like really welcoming? Okay, wow, we're turning into that hostile atmospheres, and that's something very new to cricket.
Um, I don't think, bro. I first of all don't think this culture would creep in. It's just that it has been so blatantly misplaced by the franchise itself. See, Premier League and all of that, first of all, football being such an old sport, and rivalry is actually generated out of real world problems, out of football, right? So you see the Liverpool United one, it was due to the Industrial Revolution. You see City and United, it's the geographical barrier which is the whole rivalry. Here in cricket, at least in the franchisee base, we have big rivalries. We have India, Pakistan, and probably as fierce as football ones.
I
But in
think
terms of
Gujarat and Mumbai
franchise,
is a good geographical rivalry as well, bro.
yeah,
That is,
I mean, you can say that, but it's not really on. I mean, yeah, okay,
we're just trying to make something out of here.
yeah, exactly.
Other than Hardik Pandya
Yeah,
rivalry. We
you'd
all
be
know it was not a
forcing.
relevant rivalry until
So
November
yeah,
2023. Like we all know about it.
exactly.
Like,
So
fully
I don't
spoken.
think that culture would creep in very sort of soon, at least for the next 20 years, I'd feel, because then you'd have 30 years of IPL to go through in terms of rivalry. But what I do believe, Abel, is that it has been so blatantly misplaced. And for a company and for someone like Reliance and Ambani's to be placing a product this bad is not common, right? And yeah, I just feel, you know what, like I was thinking from Hardik Pandya's पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू आई वाज सेइंग यार मैंने गन थोड़ी रखी है किसी के सर पे कि मुझे लाइक दी सामने वाले लोग 15 करोड़ दे के मुझे ले रहे हैं इट्स नॉट लाइक देर गेटिंग मी फॉर फ्री देर विलिंग टू पे 15 करोड़ एंड अग्री ऑन माई डिमांड ऑफ बीइंग मी बीइंग कैप्टन सो वेर व्हाट हैव आई डन रॉन्ग हियर आई एम ओनली सी
Do
आई
you think it's
थिंक
getting affected to him at this point? Like you can say, oh, he's giving that smile, but I mean, we all have seen people over a period of time on Trix that you're faking it at some stage, right? You know it's not all good. I mean, this guy trying to give all the melodrama at one point, it's not going to work. I mean, maybe it is getting to him, and that is something which is affecting the team as well.
Abel, absolutely it is, and that's what I'm saying, right? He only looked out for himself, and maybe a bit too much. I think his eternal aim was that I am captain right now. I so wanted this year because I would then be the captain of the Indian national cricket team at the World Cup. That was shot right in the foot by Jay Shah when he announced that Rohit Sharma is going to be the captain. So suddenly, मेरे हिसाब से what he wanted he's not got, and now he's gotten Mumbai Indians ka captaincy and all of that hate. So there are two sides to it. Of course, you wear that smile, but behind that smile, you have to have a heart because we all know, right? हमें एक गाली पड़ती है social media पे हमें. We are shattered sometimes. Imagine the level of abuse that he's getting. But then on the other side, Abel, irritating हो जाता है. You know what? Like he's coming onto the pitch. अरे batting कर रहे हैं आप. That is where I think it's getting to him because there are two sides to it. One, you just walk down, you're calm. Second, you sort of overreact. आप इतना justify करने लगते हो कि मुझे कुछ नहीं हो रहा that you overdo it. He's coming in, he's sort of punching his bat, and then he's going on. He's scoring at a strike rate of 120 in a chase of पौने 300, and
Yeah.
he's going, yeah, bro, tu aise maar, and then telling the other person to how to hit, and then telling your striker how to hit, and then you yourself are hitting at 115, 120. That doesn't really help the cause. You put your head
I
down.
also
Everyone
think
has a
there has
bad
been
day.
some very ordinary captaincy from his behalf as well. I mean, you cannot. I mean, bro, we've played cricket. I mean, even in a computer game, we don't preset a plan when you're entering a field, right? Let it be even a game. Leave alone the real cricket, what you play in gully. In even a computer game, you can't preset a plan. Now, the plan of not giving Bumrah the new ball, him taking the new ball, giving a 17-year-old kid who has not faced anything of T20 cricket of that level, and 17-year-old kid who's barely played in cricket, right? You saw him in under 19 World Cup, wow, this guy's an ex big thing. You rope him in, and he gets smoked. And you don't give Bumrah the new ball over. That was a momentum changing phase of the game. And you let Bumrah come late, and he bowled possibly the best spell of the entire game among the two teams. And then, what are you raving about? I mean, let's be honest, you're tactically very off. Sometimes, I think booing is unjustified, but criticism is justified in terms of the way it has got to affect him. And as a captain, if you're letting that get affected to him, you know what? If I was in Hardik's position, I would reconsider. Like, am I doing anything for the team, or am I being a cause of real concern for the team? Because at this point, I feel Hardik is a weak link of Mumbai Indians. Unfortunately, because he's a captain and is getting those boo effect to him. A lot of better captains around the world doesn't let the booing, doesn't let the criticism get effect to him. I've seen a lot of captains be out of form, right, in their career as long cricketers. They go through a very rough patch. Their question, the position is questioned. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't let that get affected the team. I don't make tactically bad calls as a captain. I think you should divide as a player, as a person, and as a captain totally when you're captaining a team like Mumbai Indians, or let it be any IPL team for the matter. And I think, unfortunately for Hardik Pandya, he's desperate to prove himself right, and it's not working well for him. And I still think Mumbai Indians have one of the strongest teams in the IPL, and I still think their home games is going to be very critical for them to come back. And I believe they are a playoff team, and if they don't make the playoff, it's going to be one of the biggest upsets of IPL history, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, the squad that they've got, the glamour that they've got in it, right? It's too good to not be in the top four. And yeah, I mean, one of the blatant misplaced sort of captaincy moves by him is exactly what you pointed out. Like not giving Bumrah, like forget the second over, bhai. Bumrah ko to pehla over de. Like just bring in the field with him having the ball in his hand. You don't mess with that. The first and the third over, and then the third last and the last over. Like just pencil it down with Bumrah's name in it. Like you have to do it, man. You don't mess with that, especially as a new captain, especially when you're under threat.
I agree. I agree. I think when you talk about Mumbai, we'll go to the team which they're facing tomorrow is Rajasthan Royals. Similar start like what KKR has gotten, but even more powerful because their big stars haven't yet shined. Okay, they've not had a Yashasvi Jaiswal show or a Josh Butler show. They've had
Yeah.
Riyan Parag, a player who was criticized left, right, and center. We speak about Hardik Pandya, equally like Hardik Pandya over the last 3 to 4 years,
Same category, yeah.
in the eyeballs of all the criticism. And this boy has gone back. Story is fascinating. He got booed by crowds, social media trolls. He's a very confident chap at the end of the day. But to go back to domestic cricket, to work hard, and once again reminding you, Rajasthan Royals Academy has come into effect here in terms of giving that hard training off season, and he's come good at number 4, and he's really looking very confident. That's a massive, massive uphill. That's a massive, massive step up for someone like Riyan Parag this season.
Absolutely. I was so happy to see his innings like in the last game. It was again of such a well constructed innings. I mean, SRH were going run a ball till the 12th over, if I remember correctly, right? And he
Yeah.
just, I mean, yeah, he just went on ekdam, matlab, game palat diya bande ne, and I was just so happy because, I mean, I have been
I think we just lost Antariksh for a minute. I think we just lost Antariksh there.
I'm sort of anti all of these. You must have lost me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're back now. You're back now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying I have a bit of a bias, right? Since as a United fan, since Pogba and all of these guys have joined United, I sort of hate these players who are more off the field and less on the field, right? And I just feel that just stick to your basics, man. And I just felt taking a catch and dancing and having all of these TikTok trends and all that's fine, but you've got to perform. You're an all rounder. You don't bowl and then you don't bat. So, but he has come all guns blazing, and as you often refer the Rajasthan Royals Academy, they've come to good fruit again, and very happy for the guy. I'm very happy with all of this Indian talent brimming right now.
And
Hopefully,
credits to Rajasthan also backing him, right? I mean,
yeah,
easily they could have dropped him. Like 4 years, 5 years is way too a long period of time to back a player in IPL because it's a high stock game, right? Like where you cannot afford to keep backing a player. Kept getting the criticism left, right, etc. But Sangakkara one man there, and even Sanju Samson saying that he will come good and he will come good and he has come good. Finally, he's got a batting position. He was batting at number 6 all along, and he used to bat number 3, number 4 for Assam. Remember, this guy took Assam to Vijay Hazare Trophy finally, if I'm not wrong. So that's a massive, massive climb up for him himself. So I personally think these small things matter at the end of the day, and I'm super, super, super happy for someone like Riyan Parag. And I think Rajasthan also a very solid team at this point. Sandeep Sharma doing well, Avesh Khan doing well, Trent Bolt and Andre Berger, and with Ashwin and Chahal, solid team. And their Indian batting has been clicking well for them. So Ashwin batting at number 5 for a couple of games. So great team. I think tomorrow's game is going to be very crucial for them. If they win in Mumbai, great up ahead. But let's come to GT now. Antariksh, Shubman Gill captain, lost to Chennai badly, but so far it's been decent start for GT, the team. I mean, he's got very limited resources, but Ashish Nehra has been more like a football manager here. He's been on this touchline, has been like doing everything possible to bring this team together, giving instruction every ball.
I don't know, man. It still looks funny, Nehra, like being the captain. He's like Spencer Johnson's there, and even Jayant Yadav, who's not playing, like he's been a subject of all of this tactical transition that's been going on. And Shubman, he's coming in and grabbing Shubman by his neck and telling him, "Arey aise kar, waise kar." And yeah, he's a hands-on coach. We've seen that, right? And someone who's garnered a lot of praise. Apparently, he got the Indian job as well, which he politely denied. So, I mean, who would have thought, right? A couple of years back, Ashish Nehra getting the Indian head coach job, albeit for T20s, that he'd deny. So, that's the power of the guy right now. And he seems to be doing good. And I remember you saying that if Gujarat make the playoffs, that is Nehra's playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, very early into the tournament, but
Very early, very early. I still think they're not playing the right 11.
mhm.
They're a good 170, 160 team, but never a team who can go for a 200. You saw them in the last game as well against Chennai. They don't have the players to go 200 kind of a chase because they have a lot of one-dimensional players. They're keeping someone like a Shah Rukh Khan, Abhinav Manohar, everybody in the reserves, and even a Karthik Tyagi. Umesh Yadav, come on, man, let me be very honest. I don't think it's time over for him. In
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's tried, tested, and failed. Unfortunately, no disrespect, but it's not his time of the career, to be very
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
And that's where, talking about pace ballers, I mean, we'll talk SRH. Yes, SRH did a great game against Mumbai, credits to them, but lost today. Very inconsistent once again, so nothing much to talk about them. They are inconsistent. They lost a very close game to KKR, which they should have won. They choked under pressure. And even against Mumbai, let's be honest, scored 277, but kept
Hmm.
Mumbai in the game all along. So
Yeah.
they've been inconsistent so far.
Absolutely, and but I picked them as the dark horses, right? If you remember, and I still think that they are. I mean, they just have too much muscle. I mean, in the middle order, and Henry Klassen, the way he's going right now, I just feel that they would have a lot of touch and go moments this season. They have to, I say, screw kasna padega unko thoda. They have to sort of tighten the screw in terms of their bowling. But apart from that, if it comes to decent bowling performances over the next 11 games remaining for them, I think they can outbat teams very easily.
I mean, that's going to be very interesting to see how they do it. But let's talk about LSD because one boy who just bowled yesterday has really made that all headlines around the world. 156, fastest ever ball by an Indian in history of cricket, so far recorded. Uh, that was some game from LSD to get their first win. And let's talk about Mayank Yadav because he's been the talk of the town. Some find, isn't it? I mean, plays for Delhi in Ranji Trophy, but did not have a full season because of injury. Played the other trophy in first class year, 1 year before they picked up 34 wickets there. Say something about this guy. I mean, he's genuinely quick and he's tall as well.
I mean, he seems to be a better version of Umran Malik. Like he's something that we were trying to find all along in Umran Malik. He's like, मैं तेज डालूंगा पर मैं 50 रन खाऊंगा 40 ओवर में. But not with Mayank Yadav as far as like the one game is concerned. But I mean, kuch aa raha hai. We have a left-hander in Khalil going and swinging the ball. We have 150 here, 150 there. We obviously touch would have Bumrah. मेरा देश बदल रहा है. I think ये बोल थोड़ा
We have
बहुत.
Mukesh Kumar picking up wickets. It's all good.
Oh my! I mean, Mukesh Kumar bowling against the best finisher the world has ever seen and getting
Yeah.
4 dot balls. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
I
but
think Mukesh Kumar is a shoe-in in World Cup at this point, if you ask me right now.
let's see
Just on
that.
correct form. But
You
LSD,
know,
yeah, good game for them. I think that's why we'll come to PBKS, I think we'll come to RCB.
yeah.
Possibly not the best of starts. Lost to Chennai, won a very interesting game against Punjab Kings, and lost to KKR. You've been there, you saw the game. I mean, what do you make of this team? As we mentioned, bowling looks extremely weak at this point of stage.
भाई पता नहीं आईपीएल में मैनेजमेंट को सैक आई डोंट नो सैक करो यार I mean, able like if you like just rewind the clock. Had we been doing all of these live streams in 2008, we would have said the same thing about RCB that we are saying in 2024.
Yeah.
That is such a shame, man. I mean, I don't get it. Like, how emotionally attached can you be to a word called batsman? that you just can't look at the fact that you don't have bowlers going season after season after season. When you have all the big names in batting, why do you always rely on the likes of Harshal Patel at one stage, Srinath Arvind at another, and then I don't know whoever is right now bowling,
Vinay
trying to be a
Kumar. Now
yeah.
you have Yash Dayal.
Yeah, why like Dayal? To be honest, I mean, with all of the typhoid that he had with 5 sixes from Rinku, he has had what a wonderful comeback, and I'm always happy to see all of
I
these
mean,
under.
he had a good, except for the game against KKR, when the highlights was played on the screen, the boy got
I mean,
deflated.
even then, Sunil Narayan ने 3 बॉल में उसका spell बिगाड़ दिया. Otherwise,
Uh,
I thought he was
I thought
still decent.
he had very good 2 games before that also. He's had a good
Absolutely,
season so
absolutely.
far.
So,
But for me, what's been surprising is Antariksh, they don't have a proper spinner. Like, they don't have a proper spinner, right? They're relying too
absolutely.
much on Mike Dagan and Maxwell to do it. And they're going with Alzari Joseph, who has an economy of 10 in
No.
T20 cricket. I mean, you have a Lockie Ferguson, you have a Reece Topley, who's a very good bowler. Like, what is that they are seeing in Alzari Joseph that we are not seeing?
अरे कुछ नहीं भाई. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm just fed up of all these 6-4 bowlers bowling in the IPL with an economy of 10. Bhai, Reece Topley is a he was born for one format, guys. He was born for one format, and that is T20. He has written T20 all over his body, man. Like he is a proper T20 bowler. He'll give you. I mean, I was shocked, right? The pitch that played the other day, it was Chinnaswamy only, right?
Yes, yeah.
And we saw KKR. Once the first 6 overs went through, KKR recognized it was too paced. 50% of the balls that we bowled were
Slow pitch.
cutters. And
Yeah.
I was fearing that, if it comes to us and if they keep bowling cutters, it's going to be a long day for us
I
because,
think one guy bowled really well. That was Vijay Kumar Vaishak, who had a spell
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
1 for
yeah.
22, 4 overs. He kept bowling cutters, and that really worked. I don't know why Alzari Joseph kept bowling at 150.
Pace
Kept
on,
cooking.
150, bouncers, good length, short pitch, again and again, bowling into the body of Sunil Narayan, which is probably one of his biggest strengths. That's where he generates most of his power from. It was very poor. And
And it's Chinnaswamy. Even if you miss time, it's going for six. So
absolutely, absolutely, and it's Chinnaswamy. Come on, right? So not good at all. I think Reece Topley is a must with his cutters, with his variation. If there's going to be a bit of moisture in the pitch and it's going to hold up a bit, and then if you don't have dew to go with it, cutters are going to play a big role in Chinnaswamy. And I think someone like a Reece Topley is just too good. Is
yeah.
injured, to nahi hai na
Yeah.
wo?
No, no, no. Injured to nahi hai.
So
It's just that
then he
Fab
has to
thinks
be a part.
Alzari is taller, quicker. We are in an era of
Yeah.
1980s. We can
Test
see how
match nahi
that
chal raha
works.
hai. Come on,
A
it's a
test man
T20.
nature, right? As simple as
Yeah.
that. To be very honest, we've seen this, Antariksh. I mean, we've seen this time and again. More pace, more runs. That's been the motto of this year's IPL, to be very fair. Except for a Mayank Yadav, who was an exception because he was bowling at a very high pace. Like 155
And
in
that too,
excess.
एक match हुआ है अभी. Let's
Match
just
हुआ है. Next
put it.
match is
Yeah,
playing in Chinnaswamy. So
exactly,
we'll see how he plays there because
exactly.
it's a different thing. But talking about RCB, we've talked about one man. You think he still got it? I mean, two people actually. One is Virat Kohli. He's made a statement. He still got it, and it's a T20 World Cup year. And Dinesh Karthik climbs up all of a sudden.
अरे भाई, Dinesh Karthik has to go down as one of my favorite players, man. Whenever I don't know what happens to the guy in the blue jersey, man. Except for that Nidhas Trophy final, he बेचारे को पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है यार. I mean, every franchise that he goes to, he's probably if you take a sort of a
Very
tour of the
underrated.
IPL, he would have probably played 5-6
Eight
top tier
franchises.
innings.
Eight
Yeah, yeah,
franchises.
yeah. 8 franchises. I'm saying he would have played 5-6 top innings.
Yeah.
Like I probably as a top 30-40 innings of IPL में 2-3 आपको दिनेश कार्तिक की मिलेगी. I mean the
Yeah.
knocks he's played throughout the whole. He was captain of my team. I remember him getting us out of trouble so many times, and I just love the guy. Something just happens to him in the blue jersey, but for RCB, you know what? I mean, I think उसको ऐसे जबरदस्ती पिछले साल से finisher का role दिया, which he's been playing well. Don't get me wrong, but promote him, please promote him. Like
I mean,
if Dinesh,
I think he's very content with finisher, and I think that's something which has really worked in his favor. Maybe
maybe,
let's be honest. As long as he's comfortable, he's doing that. That's where he wants to bat. That's fine. But
maybe,
I think that's all. But I don't know if he's going to get selected for India or not. But if he keeps performing like this, India needs a number 6 as a wicket keeper, and there is only one or two I can find in India right now. One is Dinesh Karthik. The second is a man, a 42-year-old, just batted a few minutes ago. So not a lot of batters. A wicketkeeper can bat in number 6 for India.
yeah.
So unfortunately, it's the two veterans who are. I mean, one get retired. Obviously, I'm sarcastic here, guys. I know Dhoni is not going to come back and win it for India, but India are looking at a number 6 finish, and Jitesh Sharma has not really impressed when it comes to space playing ability. So for that very matter, I think Dinesh Karthik slightly, if at all, if everything goes well and Rohit Sharma likes him, give you a ticket. Anyways, he's traveling to Caribbean as a commentator or an Indian player, so that's for sure. So either ways,
Yeah,
who the World Cup.
yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there. Let's see in what capacity. He might be in
But I
both.
can't
Who knows?
believe Antrish, a guy who was commentating in the entire India-England series, is coming on and smashing Stark like this is normal.
This is
That's
what happens,
crazy.
man. I mean, क्या मतलब strawberry farmer भी तो not गया को मार रहा है
Yeah,
इतने
yeah.
so come
Like
on.
all
Yeah,
these
so
guys are like just showing, just take it
yeah,
easy, guys. Or you're just complicating
yeah,
things. And Virat Kohli, guy hadn't touched the bat for 2 months, comes on and just bats like, what? I
yeah.
belong
I
here.
mean, it's very hard for me to believe that he would be practicing on a Virat Kohli level in London for the past two
No, he
months.
did not practice. Did not touch the bat is what he told.
See exactly. See exactly. I mean, come on. It's Kohli. It's been 32, 33 years. He's a prodigy and a half, and then has got the work ethic of a prodigy and a half. So come on, like
What does he make of his
he's
fitness? I mean, let's be honest. Do you see him in the Indian team? Let's answer that question. Do you see him
yeah,
in
yeah,
the Indian team for the
of
T20
course.
World Cup?
You don't go into a World Cup without Virat Kohli. You
Oh
just
yeah,
don't.
there was never a question. I don't know why that report came in. Anyways, the guy who made the report got a lot of clickbaits, and he's made a good career for himself. I mean, that's what you
Yeah,
need. Just make those clickbaits and
yeah,
make
yeah,
money out of it. Like Virat Kohli looks extremely fit. He looks hungry. I mean, that's a good thing, right? And this guy looks like he wants to prove a point, and that's a dangerous Virat Kohli. But you're
yeah,
getting into Virat Kohli territory there. You played into its fans. Maybe the reporter. We need to thank the reporter because that's really sparked them. And that's also the world talking about strike rate नहीं है, fitness नहीं है, 2 महीने से cricket नहीं खेला हुआ है. I mean,
No, no,
he's
no.
answered it quite beautifully so far. Orange cap, I believe, at this point. And
Yeah, yeah. I think
yeah,
so.
I mean, if the RCB has to do something special, it comes down to Virat Kohli. And that's about it in terms of us analyzing teams. And we've analyzed all the teams, and we'll be back throughout the season and throughout this week as well. Some interesting things will keep happening. Last week, you saw the highest score. I don't know this week what we're going to see. We're entering a new week. Tomorrow's a big game in Wankhede. Are we going to see
Yeah.
controversy, or are we going to see some mega game where Rajasthan take on Bombay? High octane game is what I like to matter it. So, yeah, for Mumbai, they'll have to get back to winning ways, and Rajasthan would want to pile on. So that's about it. Thank you, Antariksh, once again, and I request you all to check out our course in Mad About Sports once again. The link is down in the description. Click on the Google form, and we'll be contacting you. Our team will be contacting you, and we'll guide you as to how you can make a career in cricket analytics. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, there's a lucrative job, and you could be working with your favorite sports team or your favorite IPL franchise. So do not miss out. Have a good night, all of you. See you all soon. Bye bye.